Welcome back to Show Us Your TDs, the unofficial #1 football podcast in the world. I got a question for you guys. Have you ever had a friend that you're not sure why they're your friend because of the choices they make in life? Well, me too. I'm here with none other than an Eagles fan by the name of Ball Walker.
Yeah, great introduction. Excited to be here. First appearance of the season. What an intro by a typical fucking Cowboys fan.
I don't know why I'm your friend, but I guess I am.
He's back by popular demand too.
Yes, sir. And I'm also here with the voice of reason, Melky. What's up?
Man, I'm at a loss for fucking words right now. I'm not a happy Melky. My season is slowly but surely dwindling right in front of my eyes.
Oh boy.
Seriously, man. I'm about to throw gasoline on my team and light this shit up. That's how bad it's going right now. But we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about it into depth on reasons why, because I'm starting to hate fantasy.
This early into the season, wow.
Yeah.
It's a first for me. It's a first.
Rebuild year.
It might be. You know what? It might have to be. I just might have to sell off all my players. You know,
Sure.
Typical style, like they do in Bangkok. You know, everything must go. Hurry. No.
What about you, Goobie? Are you as miserable as him?
I'm never miserable. I'm good.
That's a lie, and you know it. Let's go back to the good, the bad, and the Goobie. How miserable were you in that episode? Co-starring this man as well. How miserable were you in that episode? Because that's one of my favorite episodes. It's because you.
Man.
But speaking of misery, let's dive right into fantasy, aka my nightmare right now.
Here we go.
And it's the only reason why I'm here doing that show, just because of that song. Welcome to Fantasy Recap, boys. As you heard from my earlier soliloquy, I did not do so hot, but nobody cares about my fucking misery. Let's talk to the winner this week. Goobie, how did you do this past week?
Look at his smile.
I did excellent. But again, I did in fashion this week. Like I said, last podcast, I said I'm going to win in fashion this week. I did win in fashion, but it was a little bit of a hiccup through most of the fantasy week. I'm going to start it off with Matthew Stafford putting up 25 points for me. I think it's only going to get better from here with him. If you have a chance to grab him on any waiver wires, which I'm sure you're not going to be able to, but if you can, or if you can trade for him for a mediocre running back or wide receiver, do it, because I only see bigger things coming from him.
Don't trade him for Tyson Williams.
Yeah, Kevin, don't do it.
Yeah,
stay away.
Justin Jefferson, 12.5 points. I appreciate you for finally putting up something for me this week. I know last week was dismal for you, and I appreciate the touchdown you got. AJ Brown. I don't know what's going on here. It looks like it's the Julio show, and I'm a little bit concerned, but I'm not that concerned. He put up 4.3 points. So he's not doing the greatest, but I'm sure it will be a little bit better eventually, especially with that whole Thielen effect that I've talked about in the past, where you have two good wide receivers. One's going to get the ball one week. The other one's going to get the ball next week. Eventually it will be his time.
I think there's upside to Brown for sure, man. He's going to improve. Definitely.
Dude, remember your first 2 weeks, you wanted to send him adrift along with your other team? Have patience.
Yes, sir.
Have patience.
Christian McCaffrey, 19.7 points, 72 yards rushing, and was it 1 rushing TD. Yeah, I was trying to read the little notes there. But yeah, Christian McCaffrey again, 19.7 points. I can't complain. This was a kind of, like I said, McCaffrey, Henry versus Dalvin Cook situation and Patrick Mahomes. Dalvin Cook only put up 14.8 points against me, so I was kind of happy about that. Plus, I'm pretty sure he got banged up in the game and sat out for a few touches. So I was really happy about that. Mark Andrews, I finally got it right this time.
Yay, golden star.
5.7 points. Not much I can expect out of that. You're not Travis Kelce from last year, so it is what it is. Brandon McManus, huge game, 13 points for Denver kicker. Like I said, a mile high, they do it better. So, wait, I'm waiting for your comment there, Melky.
Who's the real star of that team? Not Teddy Tapwater. It's Danny fucking Dimes McManus or whatever his fucking name is.
Brandon.
He's the real star. Kudos to him.
Yeah, he put up some good points for me. Pittsburgh D, not so much. I started getting a little worried because Buffalo's defense was putting up some points at 22 points. So that kind of scared the shit out of me a little bit. And then what was the Tennessee game? It was a 4 o'clock game, wasn't it? Or was it a 1 o'clock game?
No, it was a 4 o'clock.
It was a 4 o'clock game. So halfway through that game, I was a little concerned because Derrick Henry was doing shit. I was like, damn, I'm going to lose. Like, this is going to be terrible.
Wow, you should have seen the text messages he was sending me. It's like, well, I lost this week.
Hey, we both said it at the same time, actually.
Oh, yeah.
And in the group chat alone, you were even saying that. You're like, I don't know, man. I think it's over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We both said that at the same time, Melky.
Yeah.
We're like, we're both going to lose this week. And then the second half kicked in. And Derrick Henry, what a performance you did, buddy. I appreciate you. You put up 41.7 points. You know, you were late to show. You had me nervous for like the first half. And then the second half came and you balled out for me. I appreciate you. That's why I got the double-headed dragon and McCaffrey and Henry. And that's how I get the W. I can't ask for more. What did I win by here? I won 138 to 126. Once Henry put up that 41 points, I was pretty sure I was good. I was winning by 45 before he played with Patrick Mahomes on Sunday night. And Mahomes only put up 34, so I'm good.
All right, Bob, what do you think of his victory on last week?
Well, I appreciate him sending over the notes so I could kind of follow along because your opponent did pretty well, man. Like looking at their running backs, like they both put up solid numbers. Patrick Mahomes over 30 points. I mean, Henry, the 41, what can you say? I loved in the chat. Like I can't follow along because I'm not in your league, but you're just like starting to sweat bullets. I'm like, oh, Goobie's trying to stay composed, be a little polite about it, but you're freaking out. And then all of a sudden, oh, are you guys watching the fucking game?
Oh, you should have seen the individual messages he's sending me. He's like, it's over. Mike is 2-0. I lost. Where the fuck is King Henry? And yeah, pulled one out of his ass this week. Congratulations.
Yeah, and like I said before too, earlier to you guys, Matt Stafford, I think he's going to throw just major yardage. This guy's going to be a fantasy stud if he stays healthy. And I mean, with that O-line and the team, it seems like he has a real good chance. So I mean, that's a stud for you at QB, I think, Goobs.
Yeah, well, tell that motherfucker to throw it to Woods. Why does it have to be Cup all the time?
And I
got a cup. It's in my pants. Fuck
Cup's
that.
lighting it up.
On the text message, it was like, how is Mike gonna end up 2-0?
Yeah, you were worried. You were shitting bricks.
I was worried because like the first half with Derrick Henry, I was like, what's going on? Like he had like maybe 4 points the first half and then just balled out.
Yeah, at least you balled out. We'll get into mine. So what's my fantasy? It's a fucking nightmare. My players are eating the poo-poo in a major way. And not like in that video of Africa where he's describing anal leakage. No, it is that bad, okay? We're going to go with Melky's finger pointing. Justin Herbert, You won Offensive Rookie of the Year. You only scored 22.10 points. I can't live off that. Robert Woods, 7 fucking points? Really? Come on, Stafford. Spread the love. I have faith in you. Antonio Gibson, oh, bro, I'm about to send you adrift in a hurry. You stink. You've done nothing for the first 2 weeks. Darren Waller, I understand you're a stud, and they double, triple teamed you. I understand because Ruggs ate and everyone else ate on that team. But come on, man, you're the best player on the field, and you can only get 6.5 points? Bro, don't do me like that. And Chase Claypool, Canadian Maple, you need to be chugging more of that shit before games and get that energy going because that was a slow start. You had 1 catch for 59 yards. I can't live off that. And don't even get me started on my bench. Complete bullshit. Like I said, I'm about to set this shit on fire. My team sucks donkey balls.
I'm looking at the point total for everything, and I was just laughing. I think you put up the lead. Oh no, you didn't.
No, I didn't. That's
what was the final score? What was the final score?
Final score was 125 to 89.
Oh,
talk about taking it in the booty hole and not in a fun way. It.
And he was gracious with that 89. It's 88.10.
Yes.
Oh, a little semantics.
You know what? Give me a little bit, Goobie, all right? Give me a little bit.
Aren't we all just, I know we'll talk about it a bit later, but honestly surprised by that Raiders-Steelers game? I mean, The 2 points, which is pretty confusing for Goobie. I thought for defense it was going to be more, but I mean, that game kind of, Melky, that fucked you, buddy.
Yeah, royally, because they were all over Waller. They would not let him get separated. Henry Ruggs had a field day, and some of the other, Kenny and Drake, he didn't run the ball because they weren't running the ball, but, the short passes, give credit to Carr, give credit to the whole team. They stuck it to black and yellow, and they showed why Ben Roethlisberger should probably retire now.
Yeah. Oh, even the new slim Big Ben, who's still slow as fuck?
Yeah, you've lost all that weight, and you still can't move?
He's like a freight train.
Yeah.
Goobie, do you also appreciate that Stafford is passing it around, not to Woods, but to the running backs like Henderson, whatever?
I'm actually a little upset because I like Robert Woods. Robert Woods was a very last year with Jared Goff. Robert Woods was a very consistent 10+ point wide receiver. Good for a flex position, not as a RB2.
He's good for a wide receiver 2 right now.
That's the thing. It's Stafford's loving Cooper Kupp.
That's where he's going if he doesn't put up this week. It's against Tampa. It's run and gun. I'm expecting 40 to 35 score with Robert Woods eating as well. I swear to God, if he doesn't, I'm sending him adrift along with the rest of my fucking team. I'm not taking it anymore. I've never been 0-2. I'm not used to being at the bottom. Screw this. I'm going home.
Are we hearing trades soon? Is that what we're hearing?
I've already offered some trades.
Okay. I do kind of want to dive into that really quick. What was that trade you sent me? You really want was it God?
It was Galladay. It was Galladay.
Yeah, Galladay.
Who was it for? Galladay for Shark. Shark's doing more than Galladay.
Yeah, but why do you want that? What was that trade?
I need a
mediocre for mediocre.
I need a shakeup. All right.
I'll give you Cooks for Gibson though.
I ain't trading with you because you don't know the meaning of fair trade.
No, Cooks has been lighting it up.
I'm not trading you Gibson for Cooks. Are you retarded?
Hey, you're the one who's saying he's putting up shit numbers. Cooks is putting up.
I'm still not giving you a wideout who has no quarterback now for Antonio Gibson. Shake your head. Anyways, let's dive into your opponent for this week, Goobie. Tell the viewers, tell them who you're playing and how do you think you're going to do? Because you have a battle.
I do. Still, though, platinum level player versus a gold
Oh.
level player. Let's just get that out of the way now. Okay. I am actually predicted to lose this match.
By how much?
By 5 points.
Uh-oh.
We got Matthew Stafford versus Russell Wilson, which is going to be a good contest. Wilson's playing Minnesota. Stafford's playing Tampa Bay, so that's going to be a test for Stafford. I think this is the week that Robert Woods is going to get some looks because they're going to start going after Cooper Kupp. I guarantee you, Robert Woods has over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Oh, it's a Goobie guarantee.
Which means nothing, really. I'll take the 1 touchdown.
Which means fucking nothing.
Over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. Cooper Kupp is going to be the dismal, 70 yards, maybe a touchdown. It's going to be a high-scoring game. Wide receiver matchups, Justin Jefferson versus Cooper Kupp. This is why I'm hoping that Cooper Kupp doesn't get the love.
Yeah, exactly. There's always there's always intent. There's always a reason behind the method to this madness.
Yeah.
AJ Brown versus DJ Moore. Now, if AJ Brown can put up some numbers, they're playing Indy though.
The Colts, right? I was going to say.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough one. I'm hoping maybe Julio will get those double looks and AJ Brown will be free. Then we got Christian McCaffrey versus Alvin Kamara. Now this matchup this week is the running back matchup of the century. Christian McCaffrey versus Kamara and Derrick Henry versus Aaron Jones. This is going to be a fantastic running back matchup. I feel like this is where it's going to come down to is which running back is going to show up. And I honestly think with the defenses that these guys are looking at, Christian McCaffrey is going to be the one to show up. They're facing Houston's defense. And I honestly think with them not having a quarterback, Carolina is going to put up some points, and then they're just going to run the ball with Christian McCaffrey the whole time. Kamara's playing New England. Their defense is pretty stacked up. Aaron Jones is playing San Francisco. Their defense is pretty stacked up. Derrick Henry, like we said, is playing the Colts, and their defense is pretty stacked up. We got Andrews versus Kelsey. I'm giving to Kelsey all day. I love Kelsey. He puts up fucking 15 points a game, so no question. Darrell Henderson, questionable. I'm not sure if he's playing yet. I've tried to look it up. They're still kind of tiptoeing through that. They're not saying yes or no. He's playing Tampa Bay. I'm hoping it's going to be a big scoring game, and I'm hoping they'll get some goal line looks with him. He's playing Swift from Detroit. I'm iffy about Swift. And then we got McManus versus Melky's favorite.
It's the Asian Wonder.
The Asian Wonder. And then we got Pittsburgh versus Arizona. Arizona's playing Jacksonville, so I think Arizona's going to have a better score line. And then Pittsburgh's playing Cincinnati, and depends what kind of Cincinnati they bring. You never know.
Cincinnati can put up points.
Yeah.
They can. That's what I'm saying. But they can also choke really hard.
I think Kamara could have some real difficulty against New England.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like this is the what I'm gonna say. You have four of the top 5 running backs.
Yeah.
Yeah, hands down.
Aren't you facing each other right now?
Aren't you lucky that both your big guns got their big games out of the way? Because Henry gets 3 and Jones gets 4.
Yeah. It's what's funny though, it's Jones gets 4, Henry gets 3, and Henry gets more points because he
get more yards.
He balled out.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that later though. So I don't know. This matchup can go either way. What do you guys think?
Well, I definitely. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say battle the juggernauts. That's all you got to say.
Yeah, two pretty stacked teams. That's why obviously the 5-point difference is close. Like what I was alluding to, man, Kamara, I think, has the tougher matchup. McCaffrey is definitely going to eat a bit more. But then at the same time, too, San Francisco's defense is not that great against the run. So it's really tough. Like Melky's saying, it's kind of a juggernaut. It's almost a wash at some points. Stafford, I still think, is going to put up big points regardless of who he throws to. So you're going to have that in your favor. Pittsburgh defense, for me, I still think they're really good, but they're a bit questionable right now. They're going to have to prove
change, by the way.
Change. Oh, really?
There's no good defenses left. I checked.
Oh, there is.
No, there's not. You gonna pick up the Cowboys?
No.
I dare you. I dare you.
Why would I pick up the Cowboys?
I double dare you.
Well, they lead the league in takeaways.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I've looked. There's some good defenses.
No, Jesse, I was on it all day. There's no good defenses left.
Who to believe?
I think it actually comes down to your QB play. I mean, you almost want to wash the running backs. It depends if Russell has a light lit under his ass from losing last week compared to Stafford, where he's got something to prove against, the GOAT. So yeah. I think that can play into this matchup as well. Who's the better quarterback, or who puts up better numbers?
And then for me, like, we all have, like, Boss saying running backs, you're saying quarterbacks, and I'm saying wide receivers. It depends on which Justin Jefferson and AJ Brown I get, because they could put up points or they could put up nothing, right? It depends. Is it going to go to Thielen or is it going to go to Julio, right? Like, it's going to be tough.
Minnesota just needs to worry about kicking field goals instead of throwing it to actual wide receivers.
All right, buddy. Who you got going up for you next week?
So I have the bottom of the barrel. I'm shocked I'm not there. In How I Met Metcalf, Your Mom, and that's Lisa. And we're pretty even. I'm going to just go over it quickly. I've got Justin Herbert, and I swear to God, Justin Herbert, you better ball out. It's against KC, and their defense stinks. You need to do something. It's for the division lead. Incentives. She's got Dak Prescott against your beloved Eagles.
Give it to Herbert. Herbert's going to win.
Wide receiver matchup. I'm going to give her the wide receiver matchup. She's got Davonte Adams and DK Metcalf. I got Robert Woods, who has fucked me over royally this season, and Stephon Diggs. Running backs, I'm going to give it to myself with Eckler, even though Gibson hasn't done anything at all. I've got Antonio Gibson. She's got Joe Mixon, and she has James Robinson from Jacksonville. Tight end matchup, I got Darren Waller against Kyle Pitts. Flex, we're going with both Pittsburgh players. I'm going Chase Claypool. She's going Deontay Johnson. Hopefully, he's a little banged up, so hopefully...
Yeah, I see the questionable there.
Hopefully, he decides to take this one off. And then we got the kickers. I picked up Carlson because he's going against Miami, and nothing is going well in Miami. Against Nick Folk, pretty much a wash. I decided to roll with the Tennessee defense because of the unknown Colts offense, and she's got the New England defense going against the big Nolia. I'll give her more than a slight edge on defense because that Bill Belichick defense is scary. Yes, but it's projected 113 for me and 114 for her, so it's very close. Bah, how do you like my chances?
Well, I mean, unbiased, I do like your back chances, but yeah, like I'm just looking, like obviously I definitely think the wide receiver is going to go to her just because Adams is playing San Francisco, and I mean, spoiler alert for later in the episode, but I think Seattle is going to do well this week.
So do I.
Yeah, so I think there's going to be a little bit of ball out there. Like I think Buffalo is going to beat Washington, so I think you're going to get some points there with Diggs, and he's hungry, he's chomping at the bit, he's going to want to prove something. And I've drafted Diggs so many times in the past, I know that guy can get those points. Woods, I like Woods. Like I drafted him 2 years ago, and he was solid. I had him in Lockett, and they were just putting up points back to back to back. So I hope that he balls out, and I hope Goobie's right, but that's tough. And then
I'm going to use him for firewood if he does nothing. I swear to God.
Yeah, and then Gibson, I'm going to give it to Robinson for that running back matchup. I actually think Robinson's going to have an okay game against Arizona. Like, I know the Arizona defense is playing well. I'm not anything against them, but just the way the shit Jaguars are playing, I think that he's going to have quite a game. And I love that Trevor Lawrence is failing. I'm just going to say that. I'm going to say that right fucking now. And then Mixon playing Pittsburgh. Like I said, that the Pittsburgh defense is a bit questionable right now. I think they're going to have something to prove, but there's some holes that are starting to become a bit evident. I hope not long term. And then, yeah, obviously New England defense, but I like Carlson as a kicker. He has been a stud for Las Vegas. I think he's only missed one in the last however long. Like I should have known that number, but Carlson, I like that kicker pickup. Like he's great.
Yeah,
Grabbed him
great.
this morning, and he's almost at a 10. He's almost projected at a 10.
That's it's Miami. I mean, what, Brissett starting quarterback?
Yeah.
Brissett? Yeah.
Whatever. Bricey?
Brisket.
Brissett? Brisky?
Yeah, this is a must-win. Yeah, Goobie, what do you think of my chances? This is a must-win for me. I don't
definitely.
think I can get myself out of a 0-3 hole.
I always got so pissed at 0-3. That was it.
Yeah, I think it's not going to be a Dak Prescott game. I think it's going to be a run game for sure. Prescott maybe a couple touchdowns, just under 300 yards, but I don't think it's going to be anything spectacular like he has been for the past couple of weeks. Davonte Adams depends on which Green Bay shows up. If it was last week's Green Bay, you're fucked. Because they put on a show.
They're not gonna get those opportunities in San Francisco. That's a Shanahan defense.
I don't think so either. Yeah. DK Metcalf against Robert Woods and Stephon Diggs. I think, like I said, I think it's gonna be a Woods game. Cooper Kupp's had 2. It's time for Woods to show out. Diggs versus Washington. Washington is a great defense, but I think Diggs is going to have a game. I hope Diggs has a game.
Yeah, I hope too. I think Buffalo's going to win that.
Buffalo should win. I hope he looks to Diggs early and just get him in a rhythm and set the tone for my team. But we shall see. It's fantasy. Anything can happen.
Yeah. I was going to say the running backs for me is a wash.
They're all shit, so it doesn't matter.
Your whole team is going to have to play so well. Like, you're going to have to just...
You're gonna have to luck out.
Yeah,
I think.
Big time.
So, but yeah, all in all, I think I like your chances because, like I said, I don't think Dak Prescott's gonna have the game that he's going to, and I think Herbert needs to prove himself.
Yeah, Prescott's shit. I agree totally.
All right, moving on, boys.
Yeah, move on from that.
Man, so I'm gonna do what is it here? Dream Squad. Dream Team. All right, so let's talk Dream Team. Right now, who would you have on your Dream Squad? We're talking 1 QB, 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, a tight end, a flex player, a kicker, and a defense. Now, they have to be playing, so no, we can't do the Cowboys seasons when they won back-to-back because I would just pick all the Cowboys. But
I wanted to pick Flutie Flakes, but
so yeah, I'll kick it off.
Yeah, let's hear it.
With my dream team. I feel like it's gonna be roughly
besides
same.
A couple of players, yeah.
There's gonna be a few players that's gonna be, different. And mine's going off of how they've been playing in the past 2 weeks. Patrick Mahomes, QB. I feel like everybody's going to do that unless it was Josh Allen from last year. Wide receiver, DeAndre Hopkins. And I'm going Adam Thielen. Because Thielen's putting up points. He's getting touchdowns. And I'm super upset that I didn't take him over Justin Jefferson. Running backs. Come on.
Yeah.
CMC, Derrick Henry. I ain't changing that for nothing. Tight end, Travis Kelce.
Not even for a Klondike bar?
No, not even for a Klondike bar. Tight end, Travis Kelce. I feel like we all are going to agree on that one. My flex, the way this man is playing, is Cooper Kupp. Because he's putting up points and he's Stafford's go-to guy. Normally, in a dream team, you would probably put a flex as a running back, but Cooper Kupp's getting the looks and getting the touchdowns, and I'm loving it. Kicker, someone picked him up. Las Vegas Raiders. Daniel Carlson. Putting up points like crazy. I'm loving it. And to cap it all off, Carolina's defense. Because they're putting up a show, and they're averaging I think it was 11 points, 12 points around there, which is good. It's not great, but at least it's a good average. So
they're giving Panther legend Darnold a chance, buddy.
Yeah. So that is my dream squad for this season.
Okay.
It's hard to complain with about any of those players. Argue. I mean, it's a pretty stacked squad.
Yeah, I feel like the wide receivers and the flex are going to be different between all of us, and obviously the defense. But Bob, what do you got for a dream squad?
Okay, so for my dream, obviously QB is the same. I went Mahomes. I was looking at, Josh Allen or maybe Tom Brady, for that little flex spot. But no, Mahomes, clear choice winner. Wide receiver, I've got Diggs and Lockett. I love those guys, and I've drafted them so many times in the past, and they've balled out for me in just the way they're playing this year. And I think Diggs is only going to improve. That Buffalo team is going to ramp up. I mean, expectations were really fucking high for them this year. So that's a lot of hype, but they're definitely going to play better than what they have been. And then running back, I'm not going to argue with you. Yes, kudos to you and why you won the championship. I mean, Derrick Henry and CMC, who can argue with that? I mean, absolute studs. Maybe besides Mahomes, the two best players on the whole team.
I will say I didn't win the championship with CMC though, because he was injured all season.
Yeah. Fuck you. You know what though? That's platinum level management right there. That's what
I picked up his backup. That was that was the key.
Yeah, and then tight end, obviously you nailed it. I mean, I'm sure Melky's going to be the exact same unless he's going for shock value. And then
not this episode.
Yeah, flex. Almost went Dalvin Cook, honestly, but I'm actually going to go Davonte Adams. And I think Green Bay, they're going to, this week might be a little wash because of San Francisco, but they're definitely going to be on the upswing. The death of Aaron Rodgers was greatly over-exaggerated. So I'm choosing Adams. And then kicker, I didn't know who else was going to choose him, but yeah, I chose Carlson. That's a great pick. And then finally defense, I went Tampa Bay.
Okay. I like it. I like the wide receiver picks. Like I said, I feel like the wide receivers are going to change throughout the three of us.
I literally almost did Kupp only because he's the top wide receiver of the year so far. It was so.
That's why I put him as flex.
Yeah, I got you. It's good reasoning why you did.
I don't live in the moment, boys. I definitely don't.
Oh God. Prescott, CD Lamb, Ezekiel Elliott.
Of course, entire Dallas squad. No, I'm not stupid. Obviously,
Dallas defense.
Yeah.
At the helm, Patrick Mahomes. Come on. That's a no-brainer. Wide receivers, Davonte Adams and Stephon Diggs.
Let's go.
Obviously, the two-headed monster out in Goobie land, Derrick Henry and Christian McCaffrey. No-brainer. Travis Kelce at the tight end spot. Now, the flex, I wanted to go with the cheetah Tyreek Hill, but I have too many Chief players. So I can't use them for that reason. Well, it just doesn't make sense fielding three of the same team, right?
Yeah.
So I went Mike Evans. Because Mike Evans is a red zone whore. And Brady loves throwing it to him there. And when blind-ass Crab Legs was there, he loved tossing it to him as well. So I went Mike Evans. I went Justin Tucker as my kicker because he's Mr. Reliable. And I went with the New England defense. The only defense to put up a 20-piece in Fantasy League.
Yeah, tough to argue against Belichick, and then that was my backup kicker as well.
I wanted to comment on the no-brainer with Patrick Mahomes, unless you're Kevin, because
you're never gonna let that go.
No, I'm never gonna let that go because you don't bench Patrick Mahomes.
And his comments like that's gonna make you lose the season. I'm just saying, buddy. Karma comes in all sorts of different ways.
And who was your flex again?
Mine?
Mike Evans.
I just read, by the way, he already has 15, 16 touchdowns from Tom Brady alone. Like, that's just a crazy connection.
Yeah.
That Instagram post too, where it's like 600 and something touchdowns by Tom Brady.
Yeah. Crazy.
Well, boys, that was a lot of fun. Let's get into reality now and get away from fantasy and talk NFL recap week 2.
Do.
QBs are dropping like flies. Tua, Tyrod, and Wentz all go down. So I got questions for you boys. With Tua hurt from a rib injury apparently from last week, are the Dolphins in trouble?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because are we trusting a guy that has a name that's close to brisket? Kobe Brissett. I don't trust him. I mean,
do you trust barbecue?
I do trust barbecue though.
Well, have a little faith.
Follow your heart, man.
Yeah. He's been tossed around way too much to be a viable quarterback in the NFL. I just don't see him being that guy to take Miami to any kind of promised land. Plus, look at their wide receivers. I mean, Devontae Parker, he's good, but he's not that good. And the other guys are just no names. And
well, you don't like Jalen Waddle? You
no.
were advocating for Jalen Waddle. And
I was hoping someone would just pick it for laughs, okay?
He looked like shit last week.
But they have reinforcements coming in Will Fuller. He's coming soon, and he can catch the ball. So maybe luck changes.
But can you catch a ball from brisket?
Can you catch a ball from brisket?
No, because brisket, it's juicy, it's slimy. You're never going to be able to catch that shit. Anyways.
Slimy? What kind of brisket are you eating?
Well, you know what I mean. Saucy, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. But, yeah, so I don't think they're going to do much. And I don't even think Tua's a quarterback.
No, he's trash. What do you think, Bob?
Yeah, I agree with Goobie. I mean, and Melky, I said it to you in text, and I might have sent it to the group chat, but I honestly feel like Houston's going to be okay getting those 4 or 5 wins this season, no problem. The worst team in the NFL is going to be Detroit or Miami, and I think it's going to be Miami after this injury. I mean, Tua, fractured ribs. I mean, the guy is just held together by sticks and Band-Aids at this point. I like him, and my brother was a fan of Tua, but, I mean, his quarterback skills are a bit questionable, especially the IQ side of it. I mean, some of those balls that he's throwing, I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing? Are you playing for the Giants or what? Like, with that kind of vision. So it's going to be tough. I honestly, brisket, yeah, you can't trust brisket. I mean, it tastes good, but you can't trust it.
I feel like this is going to be a new name for this guy.
Yeah, them bubble guts from brisket.
All right, well, what about the team they should probably be calling for a certain quarterback that's ineligible right now? Tyrod Taylor. He's injured his hamstring. He's actually out a lot longer. They say up to 4 games. Boys, does this matter?
No.
Go ahead, Bob.
No. I'm just going to say I like Tyrod, man, and I honestly think that when he comes back, he's going to be part of getting the 4 or 5 wins that Houston needs to not be the worst team of the year, and that's just going to be a success story in itself. But no, this isn't going to matter. I mean, Houston's just going to be one of those teams this year where teams are just going to underestimate them, and then that's when they're just going to capitalize because, I mean, they're still NFL players. They're going to play. They're professionals. Like, they're going to put up some points. But, yeah, no, it doesn't fucking matter.
Does it matter, Goobie?
I just got a question.
Uh-oh.
Who the fuck is David Mills? Because that's their starting quarterback.
Yeah,
never heard of him. Don't know who he is, and I don't see anything coming out of that. The only thing I could see coming out of that is, Brandon Cooks and Chris Conley, Danny Amendola. I know he's out, or is he questionable? I think he's out. But their wide receivers are decent. So I mean, if this guy can throw, they could get a couple games in. You said he's out for 4 games. What?
Up to 4, could be more.
Tyrod?
The hamstring, right?
Yeah, so it's a wash, man. I think they could get 2, and I think they could lose 2. Depends on how their other players play. So, and like I said, I don't know who Davis Mills is, so let's see how he does. He could be the next Tom Brady. You never know.
Melky. Does
Yeah.
it matter? Does it matter?
Absolutely not, because they're still going to be shit. That's the answer I wanted, boys. That's okay.
I was waiting for you.
Okay. It doesn't matter in Houston. Doesn't matter at all. Carson Wentz sprains 2 ankles. Probably the first player to sprain both ankles in a game.
Millhouse Wentz.
His timetable is actually unknown right now. Boys, does Wentz have the worst luck in professional football?
As the one co-host, Melky, likes to always say, that now sounds like a him problem because he's not on the fucking team anymore. And even though I wanted the higher pick, if he got into the playoffs and played the certain amount of games that was part of the trade, yeah, this guy, for someone who is such a devout Christian, I mean, God is sure giving you a rough business. Like, I don't, God damn, he is soft as Charmin, babe.
He's the new Mr. Glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I 100% agree with Ba over here. He's got some bad luck, and I don't even know if it's bad luck anymore, or if it's just because his name is Carson Wentz. So yeah, it's a no-brainer. He's done. Just put him on a bench.
That week 10 injury that 1 year, because he was balling out before, that absolutely just fucked his entire career.
Yeah. But speaking of not fucking entire careers, someone who's bringing back his career. No, I'm not kidding. He's not bringing back his career, but the return of the king.
Oh, Christ.
35 rushes for 182 yards, 3 touchdowns, 6 receptions for 55 yards, 41.7 fantasy points. Are we crowning this guy as the king of the running backs again this year? What are your thoughts, Melky?
The king has returned. Yeah, obviously, the man is a beast. He's a freak of nature. He's 6'4", pure muscle. He's the king for a reason, and everyone else are his pedestrians. So he rules the running back world. He's better than Christian McCaffrey. He's better than Zeke. He's way better than Saquon Barkley. This man is the king. He's got the crown. He's going to be having it for a very long time. Goobie, I hope you enjoy having him for one last year.
Oh,
hey, what if I get first pick overall next year? I'm going to pick him up right away.
That's the first pick if you get it?
Oh, 100%.
That would be my first pick.
The way
That'd
he's
be my
playing.
first pick. Yeah.
Yeah. Ba, what do you think? Is the king back?
237 yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean, the guy is an absolute freak. Yeah, as John would say, I'm thinking I'm back. So absolutely unreal. I mean, and the fact that the man can catch too, and he's that size, and he could just bench press me and then crumple me into a ball and throw me into garbage. Like, yeah, I would say, yeah, and I'm going to make it a consensus 3 pick. You've made it super easy. He would be the first overall pick. I mean, just an absolute monster. And no matter what Tannehill plays and like the rest, like just knowing you have that guy in your back, like, I mean,
when in doubt, hand it off.
Hey, Goobie, how do you feel about him?
Oh, come on, look at this face.
Yeah,
happy as can be.
Try not to.
No, don't look. But yeah, no, amazing. Like I said, I was a little worried the first half, but then we all know Derrick Henry's a second half player, and he just balled out. So yeah, kudos to whoever has him in their fantasy league. Congrats on your win, because I know you won. Even if all your players did shit, I know you won your fantasy league if you had Derrick Henry on your lineup.
Okay. Well, I've got a question for you guys now. Unless you still want to praise the king anymore, Goobs. Are you
Yeah. Oh well, Derrick Henry. No, kidding.
So we were talking about in the group chat. I think everybody was going bananas. Do you guys want to talk about that Sunday night game or what?
Absolutely.
Okay, so the Chiefs versus the Ravens. Obviously, going in, guys, it's a Chiefs win, right? We can all agree that it's going to be. I mean, Lamar's going to run. It's going to be pretty close. Wrong. And an absolute nail biter. Baltimore wins 36-35. I want to know what you guys think of this fucking game because it was crazy to watch.
Probably the best game so far.
Yeah.
Arguably.
Oh, Goobie, no?
Goobie, you got to have a lot less bias in your life. I know you love the Tennessee game because they got you off, but this game had stars all over, and Lamar got the monkey off his back.
Yeah.
Mahomes is his kryptonite. Lamar posting insane numbers, 239 passing yards, a passing TD, 2 INTs, 107 rushing yards, and 2 rushing TDs. The MVP might be back from 2 years ago. Those are some pretty stellar numbers. What a game.
That's his 9th 100-yard rushing game as a QB.
Kind of rebuttal to that best game of the season so far.
Yeah.
I do thoroughly enjoy that Tampa versus Dallas game. So even though they lost,
that game was not better than the last Sunday night. Not
come on, man. Everybody said Tampa was going to destroy them, but
that's fine. The Cowboys showed up. Doesn't mean
that's such bias.
Doesn't mean it was better.
I enjoyed it. I want to give the MVP of that game to none other than John Harbaugh. To have faith in your quarterback, to look at him and go, "Do you want to go for it?"
Yeah. On
4th and 1 with 1 minute left on your own 45-yard line, knowing that if you fuck this up, Patrick Mahomes is going to fucking eat you up and spit you out. The greatest, this is where coaches and players, this is it. This is that time where it's like, hey, man, like, I believe in you. This is that Tom Brady moment.
But it was such a smart thing to do because it's a win-win because he's putting it pretty much all on Lamar. So you go for it, and just like Goobie, and rightfully so, you look like a genius because you got the superstar and you trusted him. But then if it doesn't work out, in the press conference, if you get ripped apart, you're like, what do you want me to do? We have to have faith in Lamar. Like, that's what's supposed to happen. And it's like, yeah, you know what? You're right, coach. It was a tough nail biter. You lost by that much. So just a great move by him.
Yeah, unbelievable coaching.
Are the Chiefs in trouble? Because their defenses look pretty bad.
It was such a drastic changeover. Like, I know it was kind of talked about, but not really. Like, I mean, how many times have you seen that many bodies turned over in one defense in one season?
I haven't. But that's the NFL.
I got a quick question. Can Patrick Mahomes just keep up? That's the thing. Like, they're going to get scored on quite a bit, but can Patrick Mahomes keep playing at the caliber he's playing before he just gets tired out?
I have a question for you. Is he the best player in the NFL?
No.
Well, you're wrong. He is. So to answer that, yes.
Goobie, who is?
Derrick Henry.
No. Top 5? Absolutely not the best player. I'll take Tom Brady over Derrick Henry.
I think, okay, so the thing is, it's like everybody's going to pick a QB as the best player in the NFL.
It's a QB league. Who controls the helm? You pass it off to him. No.
We do.
The QBs do.
Yeah,
so
the
sorry,
QBs
man.
do.
If Tannehill wasn't competent to hand the ball off to Henry wouldn't be balling out. It's a QB league. Mahomes, hands down, is the best player in the NFL right now.
Look at our dream team. I mean, we all just said, "Oh, Mahomes, pretty easy." Like, just no question.
But we all said Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry too.
Doesn't make them the best though.
Yeah,
they're the best at their position. But if you're going overall, why when they do the players voting top 100, why is Patrick Mahomes number 1? Because he's the best. No, he's the best.
you got regular season Andy Reid still going as well, and he's got enough weapons. I agree that Mahomes is the best player in the NFL and that he's going to be okay.
But speaking of QBs,
oh boy,
Zach Wilson, 19 of 33, 210 yards and 4 interceptions. Is this the Zach Wilson we were hoping to see?
Yeah, because I hate the Jets.
Yeah, because the Jets make everyone terrible.
Yo, to be fair though, if you guys saw the 4, like the first 2, I don't necessarily blame him. The last 2, some of the worst interceptions I've ever seen. Like, just I don't know where those balls were going, so that's a tough look. And they were praising him in the offseason too.
I have a better question. Did the Jets make a mistake taking him over Mac Jones, Justin Fields, and Trey Lance?
Too early to tell, I think still.
I'm sorry, but I'd rather have at least Fields.
Yeah, I knew. Yeah,
and Trey Lance over Zach Wilson. And the way Mac Jones is playing, I'd rather have him over Zach Wilson too. Zach Wilson looks like he's 12 and should be in line to get his braces removed at the dentist. Okay, that's what he looks like.
I agree.
I mean, yeah, it's too early to tell, but there were better prospects than Zach Wilson. Good job, Jets.
Jets are gonna Jets, man.
Yep, Jets are gonna. I agree with that.
Always, always, always. But you know who's not jetting these days? Let's give a little shout out to the Raiders. 2-0. They beat teams like the Ravens and last week the Steelers. Guys, are they for real?
Go ahead, Goobs.
Derek Carr, man. He's putting on a show. I'm liking it. The Raiders are looking good. Their defense is looking good. I gotta give it to them, man. I think this is legit. I think that team has worked together now for the past 2 or 3 seasons, and they're making a statement saying, "Hey, we're here to play. We're not the fucking CFL. We're here to play." So yeah, I think they're legit, especially beating the Ravens and the Steelers. Like, the Ravens are no joke. The Steelers are kind of a joke, but not really.
I think just Big Ben's the joke.
Yeah.
The way he moves out of the pocket.
Yeah, it's brutal at this point.
I think he's just trying too hard to keep up with the young guns now.
Here's
it's a mobile quarterback league. I'm going to just lose some weight and try to run around.
I think the Raiders are for real, and Derek Carr is a stud. Here's my only concern. Gruden. They still got Gruden at the helm. And that wacky bastard does some things that makes me question if he actually knows football or not sometimes. And then sometimes he's like a savant, and you're like, okay, yep, that's just... So, I don't know. Derek Carr, though, I've always liked him, even in Oakland. Like, I think that guy's the real deal. That guy's got an arm and great IQ. I mean, Waller, he's a top tight end for a reason. He's just got to start producing. But, yeah, I like Oakland.
He's not 4th. Who's better than Waller?
I didn't say 4.
I'm trying to
not you. This hairy bastard over here.
Oh.
No. Kelsey 1. You can say Kittle 2.
Gronk.
No. Waller is way better than Gronk. Gronk is just lucky he plays with Tom Brady. If he played anywhere else, he would be nothing. You just heard it here. He would not be the Gronk if he didn't play with Tom Brady. All right. Why do you think he left and came back when Brady's like, "Hey, bud, you want to play some football with us?"
I would sweat choosing between Waller and Kittle. Like, obviously Kelsey's the clear-cut choice, but you can't really go wrong with the other two. Like, it's close.
Yeah.
Okay. What?
No, that was pretty much it. Yeah, no, I agree. Raiders are, and Waller and Carr and their defense. Jacobs, though, meh. Josh Jacobs is, yeah. I think they could do better in the running back position, but all in all, a good sound team. Melky, what do you think?
That division is going to be fun to watch, especially since the Raiders are good and the Broncos think they're good, and then You got the Chargers and you got the Chiefs. So I had the Broncos finishing third, but the Raiders look pretty good. If they can keep it up, it might flip-flop, and maybe the Raiders maybe the Broncos are dead last in that division. But yeah, that should be a very fun division to watch this season.
That's the best division in football.
Yeah.
Over the NFC West?
Yeah. NFC West is fucking tough. Okay, hold on. I got a quick bias test for you two. Cowboys defense. What are we thinking? Are these guys for real after winning 20-17 against Herbert and the Chargers? Goobie, Melk, what do you guys think of the Dallas D?
Shall I, or would you like to take this one?
Oh,
I'm fucking loving it.
I'm
like McDonald's, okay? I'm I'm loving it. Dude, they're ranked first in takeovers on defense. They're just killing it. Diggs, I don't know his first name, but
Trayvon.
Tavon Diggs is just outstanding. I know we lost Lawrence, but that didn't look like it was an issue. Their D line is just smashing it. I know we have some problems in the corners and the safeties, but they're looking fantastic, and I think they're playing outstanding, and I think they're playing together. And that's the one thing that's been really lackluster with the Cowboys defense is they haven't been playing together. They haven't been covering each other's asses, and they're looking like they're doing it. I'm giving it an okay. I'm giving it an A+, and I'm ready for the future.
Okay, so I'm not going to quite go there, but it's better than expected. I mean, you can only go up when you're absolute shit from last season.
Yeah.
They played very well. They kept the champs almost in check. They shut down Justin Herbert in that high-octane offense. They're doing things – you know what they're doing that they haven't done in years? They're intercepting the ball. They're making game plays where they couldn't do that last season and previous other seasons. So better than expected. I'm not going to give them an A right now because it's only been 2 weeks. I'm going to wait and see what they do on Monday and going further, of course. But so far, I'm impressed. Micah Parsons is the real deal.
I was just about to say that.
The fact you take a guy who's a linebacker and you put him on the edge and he just caused chaos for Justin Herbert. Yeah. Jerry, you did something right and you drafted a freak of nature. Good for you and your wide eyes. I'm liking it.
I want to go out on a limb here, okay? And you guys will probably be like, yeah, you're fucking crazy, but whatever. Diggs, Anthony Brown, Micah Parsons, Jalen Smith, Van Der Esch, Pro Bowls this year.
Nope. Jalen Smith is not fast anymore. Van Der Esch can't stay healthy. I guarantee he gets hurt again. Anthony Brown sucks donkey balls.
I like Brown.
Nah, he's...
I knew you were going to talk shit about Van Der Esch, too. That's fucking...
Yeah, he's no longer a wolf hunter. He's just being hunted. No. Trayvon Diggs, yes. If he keeps being a ball hawk the way he has been, yeah, I could see Trayvon Diggs definitely making the Pro Bowl. And Micah Parsons, oh, God. What a freak. Yeah, I wanted Patrick Surtain, but God damn. Loving him. So maybe those two, but not the other ones. They're just scrubs. They're just there, man. They're just there.
I like it.
I will grind my teeth and say they have done better than expected. And while Diggs is balling out, I think Parsons, I hate to admit it looks like the real fucking deal. That guy looks like an absolute. My only two notes were above expectations and Parsons was circled. I'm not going to praise you guys any fucking more than that.
Does anybody know the cornerback that we were supposed to get before Micah Parsons?
Yeah, Patrick Surtain or J.C. Horn.
How is he doing? I haven't really followed much.
He had an interception last week, which is actually, it was a pretty sweet INT.
Yeah.
Okay. Did we get it correct? I mean,
I think it was a win either way.
But
I don't think he could have lost.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, speaking of Cowboys, Cowgirls, if you're Bell Walker versus the Pigeon Shits, if you're us, Eagles, if they're Ball Walker. The matchup of the week for us Cowboys versus Eagles. What do you think? What's going on in your head? Are you scared of that defense?
Really the only scary part right now of your team. No, I think it's actually going to be a close game, but I have a lot of faith right now in Jalen Hurts. Like, I mean, he's playing pretty well. This is going to be a really tough matchup. I obviously know what you two fuckers are going to say, but just going history and everything, I think that, because we're playing in your barn too, aren't we? It's in Dallas.
Big D&D. Big D&D.
You know what, man? It was so frustrating watching the Eagles week 2 because the start of the game, we were actually dominating and looking good. And like we were continuing from the previous week and I was getting excited. And then that Brandon Graham injury happened and that's a massive blow to us. And this guy clapped the guy injured, you piece of shit. But in all honesty, as soon as that injury happened, it almost seemed like our defense was shook. And just kind of the, not floodgates open because it didn't turn into that type of game, but just the man coverage and whatever was going on seemed to just fall apart. I might get a Maliata jersey. Like that guy, I love it. So this is going to be real tough. Obviously, I'm looking at the QB comparisons, right? 454 yards for Hurts, 3 touchdowns. Prescott, though, he's got 640 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Like it's going to be a close game, but I'm liking how Miles Sanders is playing. Rager, I mean, obviously, if you look at the names on your receiving core, like I'll just say it out there to all the fans. I said before the season started, I think the Eagles were looking for 5 to 6 wins. In honesty, and if they could hit that, I'd be happy with expectations. And if they went more than that, it meant that the NFC East was the typical NFC East, and injuries and a lot of bullshit happened because Cowboys and Washington are the clear favorites of this division. So yeah, it's going to be a really fucking tense game for me come Monday night, but the birds are winning. Fly, Eagles, fly.
I want to kind of go back to you crying about your defensive injuries. Bro, we're without Randy Gregory and DeMarcus Lawrence.
I know.
So you can't be.
Randy Gregory.
Is he back? Because he says he's out still.
COVID list. No, he's off the COVID list.
I'm looking at the depth chart right now. I guess it's not updated. But, yeah, speaking of receiving core, I do want to kind of highlight one person that I didn't even know who he was until last week. Cedric Wilson. That dude looks good.
He's been on the team for years.
Yeah, he's been on the team for years. But I had not paid attention to him once. That dude looks good.
He had a sweet catch 2 years ago in Washington when the Cowboys started 3-0. When they had their easy schedule, he had a sweet catch from Dak. And
yeah, you don't remember that one catch?
It was the one big catch because they would have lost that game if it wasn't for it. Like, come on, do your homework.
Come on.
Yo, that guy looks good. CD Lamb's looking good. Cooper's questionable.
Devontae Smith looks good. Just throwing out there.
Devontae Smith
not as good as CD.
Not week 2.
Yeah, CD Lamb's a top receiver right now.
With Zach Martin back though, I think it's gonna be the Elliott show, and you're gonna see the rushing leader from 3 years ago come back.
No, we'll see some okay blocking. That's about it. It's going to be great. The intangibles he's going to bring to this game is unreal. What you're going to see is running miles over you. Sanders, baby. Let's go.
Well, I'm going to correct that. You're going to see Micah Parsons put the hurt on Jalen Hurts all day. Jalen Hurts, he's going to have to rely on running the ball with Miles Sanders because he's not getting anything with Sanders and Gregory. I'm pretty sure Gregory is back coming on the other end. It's going to be a long day in Jerry World for you guys. This is for basically top spot. And I did think you guys were going to be like the toilet water of the toilet we call the NFC least, but that goes to the Giants because they're just they're just absolutely awful. So this is a very important game early on. It's basically for top spot because I don't trust Washington to win this week. So first place up for grabs. Let's go Cowboys.
I just Google it. Randy Gregory is most likely going to be active for the week 3 clash versus the Eagles. So good fucking luck.
And we said it before too. I agree. I think Washington's going to lose this week as well. So this is definitely going for the top spot.
To the Cowboys. You finish that sentence to the Cowboys.
I don't know. The Eagles are starting out the same way the season we won the Super Bowl. Everything's lining up. Destiny. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, we don't have Nick Foles though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you have Nick Foles in your back? Like,
the season's not over. Trade deadline. Nick Foles is wearing an Eagle. You better hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah. Well, if you get Nick Foles by the end of the season, you win the Super Bowl.
Okay, yeah, I agree. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll just say, for argument's sake, both teams aren't panicking it because they've got a win under their belts. But there are some teams that are panicking right now, and we're about to rate them on the panic thermometer. Now, we're just going to give a grade from 1 to 10 on how much these teams should be panicking right now. I'm going to get us started, boys. We're going to go with the 0-2 Atlanta Falcons. I'm going to give them a 7. Atlanta can't stop anyone. Their defense is a pile of doo-doo butter. It's time to blow it all up, Matty Ice, and send Matty Ice adrift. Do you guys agree? What grade do you give them on the panic thermometer?
Giving them Falcons, giving the 6.
So pretty close.
They definitely, it's time for a new fucking QB. Like Matt Ryan, like this is a typical team holding on to something for way too long. But hey, they have Cordarrelle Patterson, so they're good. Never mind. What am I saying?
I agree with Bob Walker.
Okay.
I'll give them a 6. They're not there yet, but they're getting close.
They look ugly, and if they get trampled by the New York Giants this week, then there's going to be some firings and some cleaning house. I guarantee it. All right. We're going to go with another 0-2 team. Bob's former favorite quarterback, the Indianapolis Colts. Carson Wentz is a curse. Sadly, they go as far as that brittle body will take them. It's going to be a long season in Indy. I'm going to give them an 8. I wouldn't say they gave the farm, but you put stock in this guy to help you compete in a division that's up for grabs, basically a two-headed race, and your quarterback's down after week 2. I'd be panicking in Indy if I were them. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. It's an 8 because even before they picked up Wentz, like the Colts with that offensive line and all the pieces they had, we were pretty much saying they're like a quarterback away from being a serious contender. Okay, you know what? They want this reclamation project. It didn't really work out in the end for whatever reason, but maybe you can get Wentz back to how he was previously. And then all the expectations, this is a definite 8 because now they're on a real downhill trajectory. Like I agree with you. It's definitely worrisome. And I wanted that pick to be a first round pick from Indy too.
I 100% agree for everything you guys alluded to. It's an 8. The Colts are going in shambles right now, and it's getting scary. So, yeah. I'll take this one. I'm going Miami. Their defense is lacking, especially in that 35-0 blowout on Sunday. Okay, that right there just shows like this defense is supposed to be outstanding, and you can't stop one touchdown. Like, come on. Even if Tua didn't get injured, I don't think he's a starter in my eyes. So there, I'm already panicking. And they have no huge wide receiver threat. And Myles Gaskin has been a no-show.
Yeah, I should know he's on my fucking team.
Yeah. They better start to pick up like the pace soon, or they're going to need to hit that panic button. I'm giving these guys an 8.5 on the panic meter. And I could go as high as 9, but like, I don't think they're there yet. But yeah, 8.5 for me. Melky.
I'm giving it a 9.
Yeah.
It is panic in South Beach. 2 is hot garbage. He's hurt. I'm calling Houston, and I might consider trading for Deshaun Watson because it is that bad right now in South Beach. And Lord have mercy, it is South Beach, and they don't like to be sweating. So it's a 9 for me.
Yeah, I'm pulling a Melky, and I'm giving it a 9 massages emergency warning because it is time for them to call Deshaun and take on that gossip and that heat, because that is their only chance of winning fucking games. It is a definite 9 because with one of the teams, I have serious consideration for being the worst team of the season, and that's with what's been going on in Houston. I mean, how is it possible? So full 9.
I want to ask, is Devontae Parker a pickup if they get Deshaun Watson?
I would take a serious look at a bunch of their receivers, man.
Yeah. Melky?
Is he a pickup on the wire?
Yeah.
Well, somebody has him on our in our league in Lisa. But
Well, I'm just saying in general for other.
Yeah, if Watson is able to play and they get an actual quarterback who's a actual quarterback, yeah, 100%. He becomes viable. So does Jalen Waddle. So does Will Fuller. They all become instant must-haves or close to it because Watson is a fucking stud.
Yeah. All right. So with the hype around this team this season, what can I say about the Jags? You lose to the Houston.
Not much.
Then you lose to the Denver Broncos.
The Denver Broncos.
What more do I need to say? Trevor Lawrence, 42 out of 84, 450 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. You got more interceptions than touchdowns. There's something wrong there. This isn't what Jacksonville had in mind when drafting Trevor Lawrence. They need to get some playmakers in that lineup because at the moment, it's looking bad. It's the same old Jags, but different year. I think they need to start panicking because they might lose faith in Trevor Lawrence, or Lawrence might lose faith in them and eventually ask for a trade. What do you guys think? I'm going to give this one, I'm giving this one a 9. Maybe even 9.5.
I'll go. I'm going to give it a 6. And here's why I'm giving it a 6, because the new coach everybody fucking wanted, and you've got the generational talent in QB who has looked terrible, and I've mentioned that before, and they look like typical Jacksonville. But the talent, the hype going with Lawrence, it's only right now a 6 because you can still turn this around. The reason it's above a 5 is because not only Lawrence's play, but already the background bullshit you're hearing about Urban that everybody hates him. And like, they're already asking him 2 weeks in, like, are you going to take one of the college jobs? Are you going to leave us? And it's like, this is already starting. This sounds like Toronto media. That's fucked. So that's automatically above a 5, but I'm going to go 6 to maybe a 7 because you can still maybe right the ship, but I don't know. Melk?
You guys are overreacting. It's a 4. Guys, growing pains. It's year 1. This is the NFL. This is where men play. You know, you got to expect the hard times to come. Was Rome built in one day? Goobie? Yeah. No, it wasn't. So you got to expect it. And you know what? If Urban Meyer wants to go back to college, let him. You still have a generational quarterback like Ba alluded to. You have a running back who's going to come back next year, who unfortunately got hurt. You're going to have pieces come there. And guess what? If you keep losing, you're going to have high draft picks where you're going to have that stud wide receiver or the stud pieces at defense to build to eventually compete in that lousy-ass division. So, guys, pump the brakes. It's not time to panic in Jacksonville.
All right.
He might have won me over. Nope. Full 10.
15. It's off the charts.
Yeah.
All right. Who's on your panic thermometer there, Ba?
Okay, so first team from Michigan, the Detroit Lions, 0-2. And I'm giving this one, I was gonna say an 8. No, you know what I am? I'm gonna give them an 8. And here's why. Because they're possibly going to be the shittiest team in the NFL this year. I almost went 7 because the expectations were pretty low for them. So they're kind of right where they should be. But if Hawkinson's tied up, they have literally no offense. Like Jared Goff, okay, he's a manageable backup to Stafford, and Stafford's gone. They're shipping out Jamie Collins. Like, they're pretty much just going to have nobody left. The that guy, the coaching, whatever his coaching name, the guy who bites at the kneecaps, he's got a lot of work cut out for him with Detroit. So I'm giving them an 8 right now. It's time for a rebuild, which obviously is kind of in the process.
Aren't they in a rebuild? I'm pretty sure that was the whole point of that trade.
Yeah, I agree. 8.5 around that area for everything he alluded to. Jared Goff, it's Jared Goff. I mean, you can't get much out of him. So that's why the Rams traded him. So,
their next 3 games are like the Ravens, the Packers, and the 49ers as well. So do we see Detroit winning any of those games?
No.
Do we see Detroit winning any game?
Yeah. Melky, what do you think?
You guys, again, are overreacting. They were expected to be shit. They are expected. You make that trade for a reason. Did you expect to get a quarterback of equal value? No. Rams gave up on Goff. So I'm gonna give it a 5. They're actually putting points up, which is shocking because I didn't think they would be able to. But Goff has actually looked pretty decent. Hawkinson is a fucking stud. And Goff is doing the best he can with what he has. So they're going to be shit. And like the Jags, they're going to get great picks too. And maybe build around. Goff is still young enough where you can build around him and actually have a viable offense one day. But the Lions are just pussycats, and we all just need to accept it.
Ooh, Melky with the reasonable takes. Okay,
Melky's the reasonable one of the bunch.
The voice of reason.
Yeah, there you
this
go.
One, I don't even give a shit if you call it a fucking overreaction because Melky, my second team is the New York Giants, and it is a full 10 fledge. I mean, with that QB, with nothing else going on, you still have Mara in charge, like dumpster fire 101 right in the dictionary. It is full-blown Richter scale 10. I don't know how many other little symbolism, hyperbole, whatever you want to call it, I can throw out there. But what do you think?
Oh, this is where I'm going to agree with you. It's an absolute 10. They were supposed to compete in the NFC least, but they just look like a bunch of pedestrians. Danny Dimes looks more like Joe Pinchpenny. They stink, okay? They're hot, flaming garbage. The walls are going to be tearing down in New York because both teams can't do anything right. So, yeah, it's time to panic. You spend all this money on, like, Galladay, and you revamp the defense, and you spend money on some of your secondary, and you can't do anything. God, no. Maybe move to the CFO. Someone's got to go. But, yeah, I would be panicking in New York. At least the Yankees are competing.
Okay, guys, we need to cool it down. Okay, let's not panic that much.
Oh,
I'm giving this a 3.
What?
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I was trying to be the voice of reason, but there is no voice of reason in New York. Okay, it's time for a fucking rebuild. Let's just rebuild the whole entire team. Fire the staff. Fire the fucking players. Let's fire the fucking cheerleaders, all of them.
No, let's keep them.
No, we'll get some new ones. But that's a wash on that one.
Nothing fun's happening in New York. I'm shocked.
Yeah, what a shock. The expectations. And Jay's lost too, so I don't want to even talk about the Yankees.
Yeah, let's please not talk about that.
You know what though? You know who else is doing bad? And I'm going to bring it straight into boomer bust for us.
Okay.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Okay. This man is lacking for someone who has a lot of hype to his name. Clyde has put up a measly 9.8 points total this season. I know it's only 2 weeks, but 9.8 for a guy with that guy's caliber, it's not good. This is a passing offense only. I'm not sure any back in this offense is a viable 1 or 2. For this reason, I'm labeling Clyde as a bust for probably 80% of the season. He'll be looking to pick up garbage time, and I don't see him being anything but a flex player, and maybe even if that. Melky.
He might be viable as a flex, but Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. He's a big old bust. This is why I didn't redraft him this season. He's picking up where he left off at the tail end of the season, which was hot flaming garbage. And look for him to, pick up garbage time, like you said, because Darrell Williams is more reliable in the backfield.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And I think he's right now maybe the biggest bust of the season so far, because out of 51 ranked running backs, he's ranked dead last. And just like you said, with the expectations, I mean, you can't be more of a bust than that, being the worst player at your position. So
then he cost them the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Worst player on arguably the second best team in the NFL. So
is Tampa number one?
Yeah.
Okay. Just,
I was
hesitate.
Because I was like, is that a question, or
it was a question,
or more of like just a statement? Like, we all kind of probably agree that Tampa's number one. So,
of course. But here's a man who doesn't stutter. He actually gets shit done. We're going with Tony Pollard of the Dallas Cowboys. Posted 109 rushing yards or rushing TD and 31 receiving yards. Zeke, your time might be up. I'm going to label him as a boom. Look for more dynamic. He's more dynamic over Zeke. The backfield is going to be split moving forward, and Tony might be slithering his way to number one status. What do you boys think?
I think. Go ahead, Goobie. Go ahead.
Okay. I was going to say, I think that's the Dallas thing to do. We always get these running backs that show so much promise, and they do just outstanding work, and then we fucking trade them off like nothing. Fucking DeMarco Murray. I can't remember anymore all the fucking names we have. But how many running backs have we had in the past, 10 years? It's always fucking changing in Dallas. We always get the number one rusher, and then a couple years later we trade him off, and then we go back to somebody else. Then he becomes the number one rusher, and then we, let him play for a couple years, and then we trade him off. So it seems like a Dallas thing to do. Zeke Elliott, look for a trade, maybe next year or 2 years from now. Pollard's going to be the number one.
So is it a boom or bust?
Oh, he's a boom. Sorry, I was rambling on, but yeah, he's a boom.
Okay, take it away.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. I fucking hate talking about Dallas players, but he's definitely a boom. I mean, just based on his possession numbers alone, and it does seem like they're gonna kind of go back to a committee running back. And with the schedule Dallas has and their expectations, you should be stashing Pollard, because he's maybe the best backup running back in the NFL right now.
Yeah, I
can't agree
with that one.
Okay, and then I'm going to finish this off, boys, and I'm actually going to have a boom with Melky, and this is Rondale Moore, the young wide receiver from Arizona. His play time is just going up. 7 for 7 targets, 114 yards, and a touchdown in week 2. I mean, he's still not seeing kind of the numbers that Kirk and Green are seeing, but everything's trending upwards. They're playing Jacksonville week 3, Arizona. So I definitely think that this is a guy that you could you'd stash, or even a flex. So he's a boom for me, Rondale Moore.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. He's a boom. Who's the odd man out with him, Kirk, and AJ Green? I actually think AJ Green's an afterthought. Yeah, he caught a TD, but he hasn't been the same in years. No. So look for Rondale Moore to get more playing time, and he's a speedster. And what did they like in Arizona? Speed. And this man has it. Kyler's taking a shine to him. So for all those reasons, he's a boom in my book.
Yeah. Can't agree more with you guys. It's a boom for me too. I mean, you got Kyler Murray throwing to you. You can't ask for more than that. So boom, 3 ways.
I love that we pretty much all agreed. Yeah. Okay. So to pretty much finish this episode, and love that you guys had me on, we're going to do Toonie bets. I'm always fired up, even just to send you in my little 45-second little note. I sit in the room for like 10 minutes being like, what the hell do I say into this thing to send it to Mel? So because I kind of created this in honor of me, I'll start us off, and I'm choosing the Seattle at Minnesota game.
Okay.
And guys, the battle of the 1-1 teams, I'm taking Seattle to win this. We kind of alluded to it earlier in the episode, but yeah, I'm going to choose Seattle. I think there's going to be a couple of solid games from players. Russell Wilson, he's going to have that early season type game that he always has every year before he's kind of fallen off recently. So I'm taking Seattle. What do you guys think about? Who would you take?
Seattle. Revenge.
Seattle.
They dropped the ball last week. Look for them to recover.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Melky, what do you got?
Well, I always take the sure thing. And this pick plagued me big time because of my hatred for this team, but they're playing the Jets. I'm taking the Denver Broncos at Mile High over the Jets.
Does Kev know you chose this?
He does not know yet. I'm sure you guys will inform him later on. But as much as it's fun picking on the lonely pussycats, I miss picking on the Jets. So I'm looking at an onslaught slaughterhouse at the Mile High Stadium. Broncos over Jets. No fucking brainer unless hell freezes over.
All right. Fuck the Broncos. I'm going Jets, but okay.
Really? You're going Jets?
Man, I always pick the Jets.
I know you do. That was your whole thing, but they are not looking for that first win anymore.
Ba, I'm assuming
Yeah.
Broncos.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I feel completely indifferent to the Broncos. That's why I don't really chirp them that hard. So, but yeah, I think that they're going to be a 3-0 team. I mean, how many interceptions are we thinking that Wilson's going to get? What's the money line for us right now?
Over under 3.
3. That's what I was going to say. We saying 3?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay. I'm not going with my bold prediction this week. I mean, you could kind of say it is, but I'm going with what I will think would be the NFC Championship game this year, Rams versus Tampa, and I'm going the Rams. I think it's going to be a big scoring game. Like I said, I think Robert Woods, 100 plus yards, 2 to 3 touchdowns. It's gonna be a nice game for Robert Woods. But yeah, Rams over Tampa.
He had better.
What do you guys think, man? NFC Championship game, pretty much.
Go ahead, Ba.
Do you have any kind of are you hoping maybe the QB on the Rams does well or anything? Is there any reason you're choosing?
I'm hoping Stafford does amazing and Cooper Kupp just gets injured.
Here's what I want to say. My heart is telling me the Rams are going to win it, and I have always liked Stafford. I've chosen him. I think maybe I'm not saying that Woods is going to have the big game, but I think the receivers. But every time I go against Tom Brady, every single game, he wins. So by me wanting to say the Rams right now, Tampa's going to win it. But I'll choose the Rams. I think the Rams are going to beat the Bucs.
Who's the home team?
Ooh, good
Rams.
question.
The Rams?
Yeah, pretty sure it's the Rams.
Nah. Brady for the win. And then it gets reversed in the NFC Championship where the Rams shock the world and beat the Bucs.
Oh, I like that.
Comeback story.
So Tom Brady, when do you think they're going to suffer their first loss? Like, how far is this going to go for Tampa Bay?
I
don't know.
Obviously, we don't really know the schedule.
I don't really know the schedule. I'm thinking because they're going to try and go for the perfect season.
Yeah, here's what I'll tell you. Okay, so it's Rams, Patriots, Dolphins, Eagles, Bears, Saints, Washington, Giants, Colts, Falcons.
I could see them losing to the Saints because they always have trouble against
Bills.
A division team. Maybe the Bills too. Is it in Buffalo?
No, it's in Tampa, but
no, it's hard to bet against Brady and Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe the Saints. I think they'll lose a division game for sure. I don't know which one, but they will. Like against New Orleans, maybe in New Orleans they'll probably drop that one. But they're loaded. But AB is on COVID, so he's not playing this week.
I saw that. He needs 2 tests. Yeah, I saw that.
Bold prediction from Goobie over here. You heard it first, everybody. November 22nd. The Buccaneers will lose that game. I'm waiting for Bob to kind of do his little stroll through.
Against the Eagles?
No.
The Giants.
Oh, yeah, because that's his kryptonite? Nah, Giants suck balls.
Yeah, the Giants suck balls. No, I think it's going to be Bills.
But, hey, boys, thank you. I feel a little better after the start because my team sucks hairy, fat-ass balls.
Last place, Melky.
So thank you for taking my mind off it. And honestly, this week, there's some great games in football. I'm excited. Obviously, the Monday Nighter, it's going to be a chirp show between the three of us.
Yeah, nobody go away from the chat. No silence.
No,
I won't. Unfortunately, this guy won't be watching it live. So
I'm not going to take my ball and leave. Like, if you win, you win. So be it. Yeah. But I think it's going to be a great matchup. It's going to be very close. Goobie, do you want to add anything before we sign off?
Yeah, man. I just want to say you guys won't hear from me Monday because everything will be muted. Instagram, Facebook, all your text messages are going to be muted until I can watch it on Tuesday afternoon. So I will not be on my phone whatsoever Monday. Due to work-related stuff, I can't watch the game. So unfortunately, I'll have to wait till Tuesday. But yeah, no, it's going to be great. I think it's going to be a great matchup. Taking the NFC least, who's it going to be, Dallas or the Eagles? So it's going to be a great matchup. Boss?
Yeah, just obviously Philly's going to win, but I'm just pumped to be here. Like, you're sitting here with the reigning champ Platinum. You got the New York Giants of the league, 0-2.
For now.
I just wanted to say that joke. No,
I'd honestly rather be the Jets than the Giants right now.
No, that's why you'd
rather be the Lions.
Yeah, you'd rather be the Lions than the Giants.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't want to be any New York team. It stinks over there.
New Jersey.
But, you know what? But thank you for taking riding shotgun with us this week. It was fun. Obviously going to have you again. And you know what? Guys, support the channel. Visit smoothmyballs.com for all types of gadgets for trimming your hedges. Receive 15% using promo code NA30. Want your junk to be like the Tampa Bay Bucks? Manscape the area, or be the New York Jets and suck. On that note, this is Show Us Your TDs week number 3. Die, Eagles, die.
I'm going to shower with my trophy now.
Yeah, typical Cowboys class to end it. Leave on that note. Scott.
Pitching shits, by the way.
Peace. Okay, Eagles are going to win. Okay, see you. Hang on.
Gatorade.
Dallas, big D&D.
Gatorade.